What's up, guys? It's your girl Shalina with Shalina Speaks. Welcome back or welcome to my channel. Today, this is our podcast edition, and we're going to be diving deep into talking about lack of support, the impact of lack of support on mental health, to be specific. So, I hope all you guys out there are doing well. So, let's just go ahead and get into it. You know how I am. So, I'm going to talk about something that affects so many people, but it's often overlooked, and that is lack of support on mental health. So, whether it's support mentally, emotionally, your family support, or even community support, not having a strong system around you can be absolutely devastating. So, let's just break it down. How does lack of support affect your mental health being? Well, let's say, for instance, have you ever felt like no one has had your back? Like, no matter how much you struggle, there's no one to turn to. Like, if you ever felt like that, I want you to know you're not alone. There's so many people in today's world that, experience lack of support. So, when people lack support, whether it's from family, friends, or people in the community, you often experience increased stress, anxiety. You feel lonely, you begin to isolate yourself. There's a deep sense of being misunderstood or feeling like you're invisible. You know what I mean? And with that being said, there's been recent studies that shows that social support is one of the biggest factors in maintaining good mental health. So if you do not have a good structure, a good social support structure, then 9 times out of 10, you're going to be dealing with some mental health challenges. So it helps us process our emotions, like it helps us go through things easier. Have you ever just gone through something with someone versus without someone? And have you ever just noticed how you superseded versus, having that person by your side or having that support system locked down tight versus not having one? Like, yeah, so that makes a difference. So but let's talk about what happens when let like really get into it when the support isn't there. So earlier I mentioned anxiety and stress. Like, when you don't have people to confide in every day, problems feel heavier. This is another reason why therapy is important, because again, that's a part of social support. And again, if social support is really key here to having a better mental health, then having that therapist to be able to talk to and confide in will alleviate that problem. You know what I mean? So you won't bottle up emotions, and stuff like that. So, and you don't want to experience burnout. So again, talk about it. And I know sometimes you're like, well, who can I talk to? How can I trust this, that, and the third? Well, that's where a therapist comes in, and you can do it online or in person, right? So another thing that happens with lack of support is that it deepens depression. So whether you've had depression, have depression, currently going through depression, the absence of that emotional connection can make people feel hopeless. Like, I know, again, I sound a bit redundant, but it's true. You need that connection, and it's why those who lack support are a higher risk of depression. So again, and when you don't have that support, then you have unhealthy coping mechanisms. Some people turn to substance abuse, some people turn to overeating, some people turn to just being negative and just being the Grinch. Or some people just absolutely isolate to numb the pain. And those are all unhealthy ways to deal with what you're going through in your everyday life. So, and then on top of that, I know you heard it, so within and so without. So your physical suffers too. So studies have also linked loneliness to heart disease, weakening of the immune system, and even shortening your lifespan. Like, it gets real out here in the field. Yes, feeling lonely for too long can literally make you sick. Like, I know you've seen people, like couples who've been together forever, and if one of them passes, 9 times out of 10, the other one does not live longer. Most times they don't tend to stick around because they die from loneliness. They die from a broken heart. um So like that is a real thing. And that can even happen with friendships and stuff like that. If you guys end on a bad note or anything like that, that can be a detriment to your health. It can also make things worse for your friend as well, and vice versa, you know? So, okay, so now we know how dangerous lack of support can be. What can we do about it, right? Earlier, I said find a therapist, which is definitely necessary, but start small. So if you don't if you can't go through a therapist and you don't have the health care or something like that, there are community groups and things of that nature, resources where you can find free resources out there if you can't get online, or if you can't do support groups or local meetups, because they even have local meetups where everyday people like you and I just go and hash out their issues with strangers, you know, just so they can kind of alleviate that stress, you know, that emotional tension, that build up, if you will. um there's a community literally for every struggle, and I can't stress enough to you how important seeking professional help is. You know, therapy is not just for when things get bad. Like sometimes it's just for having someone to listen without judgment, and they can help ease the burden. You know, we listen and we don't judge. So that's what I love about therapy. They listen and they don't judge, and I wouldn't change it for the world. So and then we have to also pay attention to the type of content that we intake, especially like if you're going through a sensitive time, you want to listen to positive content like podcasts like this, where people can identify with you and give you tips and stuff like that to help you feel boosted. You know, motivational books, uplifting social media pages can help shift your mindset. You know, joining a yoga group or something like that, or a positive group. There are actually positive groups out here that you can join where people just get together and be positive, which is super dope for the mind, body, and soul. And another thing that can help you heal and get through the things that you are going through is being the support that you wish you had. Yeah, being the support you wish you had. Like sometimes when we focus on helping others, we create the very community we need for ourselves. Like I know some of you have had to experience that in your lifetime. And most importantly, don't be afraid to reach out to those in that community once you've built it, because you're human too. This is a good thing for not just them, but for you too. This is about healing. You know what I'm saying? This is about being better. This is about taking care of our mental health and others' mental health, you know, because at the end of the day, everybody wish they had that one person, that somebody that was just there in their life to support them. And this is a big part of support. I don't care whether you're going to school, whether you're working, whether you're doing both, you're a parent, you're not a parent, life gets hard, and not having support can definitely tank that mental health, and you want to be careful with that. And I want to let you know, I support you if nobody else supports you. You understand? If you going to school, go get that degree. If you working, go ahead and move up that ladder. If you're doing both, go ahead. If you have a business, I hope your business is highly successful and you keep doing what you're doing. If you're a stay-at-home mom or dad, you rock at doing what you're doing. At the end of the day, keep doing you. Keep doing what makes you feel good. So if you're listening right now and you feeling on, I want you to know, no matter what, you matter, period. And as they say, that's on wax. You are valuable. Seriously, your struggles are real and they do deserve to be acknowledged. So if this episode truly spoke to you, send me a message and share this with someone who needs to hear it. And remember that I am always here for you. Until next time, take care of yourself and don't be afraid to seek support. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. So if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you really like this video, go ahead and listen to another one. If you like these short little podcast mini series like how I'm doing, go ahead and let me know in those comments and I'll keep them coming. Until next time, take care of yourself and take care of your loved ones. Peace.